Brad Hoy. Yeah, to give my Raw recap for last night's Raw. Um, Started off where Vince McMahon came out and was just saying that about last night, like the pay-per-view Money in the Bank. Check out the results if you haven't already. Um, yeah, he was just saying that how he's going to speak to Cena um, later on, and how there's like you don't want to miss the end, and he said that there's going to be a like a sort of King of the Ring style um, tournament to crown the new WWE champion. And the first match, first round was it was the Miz against Alex Riley, and the Miz predictably won that one. Um, then it was I'm just going to roll through these. Um, Swagger against R-Truth, and again, like as you would expect, R-Truth won. Um, then you had Del Rio against Kofi Kingston. It seemed a bit odd putting Del Rio in it because obviously he won Money in the Bank, but you can't. There's no one else that you can really stick in there. So yeah, R-Truth against Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston won that, which is probably a surprise to most people. But then in a way, you think that there's no point in putting him, giving him the title when he's got Money in the Bank. So yeah, next match was uh, Rey Mysterio against Dolph Ziggler, and Rey won that. And then there was a Divas match. It was AJ, Kelly, Gail Kim, uh, Kathleen, Eve Torres, Beth Phoenix, and Natalia versus the Bella Twins, Alina, Maurice, Mendez, Alicia Fox, and Tamina. And all the faces won that, so Kelly and whoever. And then the semi-finals of the tournament, it was Kofi Kingston against The Miz, and The Miz won that one. So then The Miz advanced into the finals, um, and then the other semi-final was R-Truth against Rey, and Rey won that one. So it was going to be between Rey Mysterio and The Miz to crown the next WWE champion. Um, and then yeah, so the match was going to start. Rey comes to the ring, but then Vince interrupted and said that like we're run out of time, or running out of time. So I go back. You'll have to do it next week. Have your title match next week. Um, no one's bigger than business, whatever. And yeah, and then he was saying that no one's better than the business or bigger than the business. He was saying about there was massive CM Punk chants, which is really good. People are still behind him and whatever. And then yeah, and he was saying, oh, right, with John Cena, I made like I put my trust in him and whatever, and I warned him, and he said, oh, let's get this over with. So Cena come down to the ring, um, and yeah, he gave a bit of a speech, um, just saying that I love the business. I'm not going to turn into what Shawn Michaels was, or I'm not going to let you turn me into who Shawn Michaels was. Where no matter how good Shawn was, he was still remembered as the guy that screwed Bret Hart. And he said that I don't want to be known as that guy. So he said, if you're going to fire me, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Um, and then he also said that he loves wrestling, and if Vince fires him, basically he's going to go and join TNA. And he used they used a little way around it of saying that like, cause they obviously can't say the name TNA. So Cena went, oh yeah, I'm going to walk right onto another TV channel, brother, as in Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and then Vince said like, right, let's get this over with, basically. Um, and then paused, and then Triple H come out, which was surprising. Like no one expected Triple H to come out. Then yeah, he said that he basically they worked an angle where like Triple H had just met with the um, uh, uh, in the headquarters, and they talked about how unstable Vince was with the rash decisions that he's been making, which has not really been one, but yeah, they done that anyway, and basically Triple H was saying that they've come to a decision to uh, relieve Vince of his duties, so basically fire Vince, and he said that they've found someone to take over, and it's him. So Triple H is, for the meanwhile, the owner, I suppose, or the guy who's running things, which he pretty much is anyway, backstage and whatever, because Vince hasn't been there for a while. He's only just come on the TV recently. So yeah, Triple H is the new commercial, what do you want to call him, owner, organizer, CEO, I don't know. And yeah, and basically, like, they tried to make it look like not a shoot, but obviously made to make it look real. And Vince was like crying and whatever. And yeah, so that was Raw. I'm just going to give my opinion on it really. It was it was good, I'm glad, as much as I wanted to see CM Punk come in with a new WWE title. Um, I'm glad it didn't happen, because otherwise it would be over so quickly. Like, the whole angle would just that would be it really. But now that and it was disappointing that Cena didn't get fired. That was another thing, yeah. So Triple H said that Cena's not fired. Um, yeah, it was quite good, like, because now the angle's still going to continue. Um, how they're going to do it, or what they're going to do next, I don't know. It's sort of gone down a bit for me, like where the whole CM Punk shoot was like really good. Um, yeah, and I thought that they could have done a lot more, but they've kind of taken it down to a bit of a mellow state, and I just hope that they really like kick this up a gear, um, because they can. This is the best thing they've had in ages, like storyline wise, and yeah. So basically, instead of firing Cena, because that Cena wasn't going to get fired, same old bullshit all the time. They probably thought that, well, let's fire Vince, and then we can get Triple H to come back. He can hire Cena. Vince doesn't lose his money, etc., etc. But I hope it isn't the last that we see of Vince. Because he's so good on TV as well. And I think if you have Triple H, I don't think that's a good way to end Vince's reign. By just literally Triple H coming out and saying you can't work here anymore. I think they would do something bigger. I hope they would anyway. But you never know. Maybe that's how Vince will now just go and do, like, go off the TV and just get his check. Like, let the money roll over and see what Triple H can do with it. Or maybe they are really intertwined in this storyline. And then, yeah, so I'm kind of waiting to see what's going on with CM Punk. But I'm glad he didn't come back straight away, because, like I said, that would have ruined it a bit. Yeah, so that's my recap on Raw. There's a few other things I was going to speak about. I said in my last post about Sin Cara being suspended. There's been more information about it, saying that it's because he failed a drugs test, steroids test, a few months ago, I think. The WWE sort of disposed of the report that he actually found it. So yeah, he's been banned for 30 days, I think it is. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so next week's Raw. Looking forward to it. Hopefully within the week you get a bit more information, like on websites and stuff, if you're into checking all that out. Yeah, to develop the storyline a bit more. So yeah, that's my Raw recap, and follow me on Twitter, and leave a comment and subscribe down there, and yeah, I'll speak to you next week. Cheers.